this is like, yeah, I did. Yeah. I said, don't you even. That was like the first thing I said.
Watch out, ladies. New stud on the block.
I would say it's Christmas in July, but it's August 1st. So it's Christmas on August 1st.
So a lesson I'm learning yet again is to clean up after yourself.
Is it hot? Oh, nice throw, baby. I think we got to do the film this tonight because they're on. This is like,
that?
Yeah, I did.
Was it dangerous and cool?
Yeah,
Are you impressed?
I am impressed.
What about you, YouTube?
YouTube has no context for how heavy these logs are, / how strong you are.
Hey, somebody do a grok and ask them how heavy that log is that we moved together.
Together? It's got to be.
Somebody do a chat GPT.
It's got to be at least.
Ask chat how heavy that log is.
At least 400 pounds.
Bro.
Heavier?
Wait.
That's why I'm not allowed to drive.
That's gonna send it all the way.
Dude, that's
All of those logs in the
okay,
back are
look,
so
let me
heavy.
show you the perspective I'm thinking. Actually,
Tina, can you come play sandbox with
she wants to throw this first. Yeah.
We're gonna be able to stay outside longer if you play sandbox with Sissy.
I'm right here with you. Go ahead, throw. Yes! Oh yeah! Okay, so Anthony got some weird form of temporary leprosy from the underside of one of those logs, and he is crying every time sweat touches his horrible, disgusting leprosy sores. So to keep him from crying, I am learning how to use these hedge trimmers. I've never used them before. I've never really used a tool like this at all, but I guess you gotta learn sometime. I've always just called it the GHARIAL because it looks like a gharial. If you don't know what a gharial is, you're probably following the wrong farm channel. So I'm gonna start it. He said this is the safety, it's off. Wish me luck. He basically said just don't touch the blade and you'll be okay. Oh, 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 gotta put it on the ground. Come on. Oh. Is that it? Is it going? Ah! I'm so scared. Here. Got it. Ah! I'm really nervous. That's actually pretty fun. My hands are buzzing. Not from excitement, from the small engine. Pretty fun. That only took less than 30 minutes, but I need a break still. I had to switch arms because I think it's like pretty heavy for me, for my lady arms. Mad respect to Anthony. He sometimes does that, plus wields other similar power tools for like 10 hours a day when he goes to work off the farm. Yeah, men are really strong. We're built different. Sorry, it's just true. Like, I could still do that, but for about 1/20th of the amount of time that he does it.
But these days really pull the quit out of you. They make you want to quit, and you have to constantly look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I stronger than my environment? Am I going to win in this season of life? And very often I'm challenged and plagued with those kind of thoughts of, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choices? Because this is such a time sink, and so many of these products that we're growing are commoditized, and it's not great ROI, it's not amazing revenue, and I need to be squaring away money for my family throughout the generations. But I know that's just kind of the process of relearning all of these skills so that my kids don't have to do it the hard way. And this time of year is always very punishing, but I can see a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I could see a bright light on the horizon, and that looks like us getting all of these fruit trees moved, and all of a sudden, all at once, having a big feeling of accomplishment and a big feeling of success, and freeing up a little bit more time. And I hope that that's an accurate feeling, and in a few episodes you guys see us actually having enough time to innovate and kind of do what we need to do to make this farm thrive, instead of only having the time to do what we need to do to make sure it survives.
Wow. Look at this. He mowed it all down and cleaned it up. This is so much real estate. I can't believe we just let this be a log pile for so long. Look how beautiful this is. This is gonna be the new best spot on the whole farm. Oh, look, and he tried to leave that. It's getting a little crispy on the edge, but I think this elm is gonna survive. So what's really cool about this is in the winter we plan to move where the chickens are, partially so we can access all this good compost. But these are all mulberries. So with all these logs gone, we're gonna have like a proper little mulberry area that's gonna be super, super fertile. I'm gathering a burnt offering for the bigger fire from the smaller fire. And there's an Old Testament metaphor in here somewhere, but I'm a little too dehydrated to fully work it out. So if you can figure it out for me, drop it in the comments. What are you waiting for? Cast it into the fire. No. Just kidding. I'm gonna cast it into the fire. We all know what happens when you don't cast it into the fire. If you don't know what happens when you decide not to cast it into the fire, then you're probably watching the wrong YouTube channel. Look at all of these animals outside the patio. Love you guys. Love you. Love you, Tom Cruise. Love you, Graham. Love you guys. Love looking at you through this fence. You think you'll eat a dog treat? Okay, it's gotta be a quick one tonight. What do we got going on?
Well, the title of this chapter is going to be Work Smart, Not Hard, / our newest sponsor.
Why? Tell me.
In just a moment, I will demonstrate.
Oh no. Did you learn a technique at the 11th hour?
I sure did. I learned a very technique.
With that shovel?
Well, this is part of it. So this is part of the demonstration, which this is an all steel Corona shovel. Anyone who's been buying products knows that Corona has been a terrible product for many, many years. And then sometime ironically around 2021 and the pandemic, I don't think I can say pandemic.
The thing.
The thing that happened in 2021, they actually started making a really good tool. So this solid steel shovel's been a lot easier to play with than a 2x4. That's the first improvement.
Hey.
And for the second improvement.
Okay. I was gonna derail you.
Yes, you were.
I told you to move logs with the mower. I said, don't you even. That was like the first thing I said.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I don't think this is in the manual.
I know. You're all done? Okay. You already did that one. Okay, hey, she's all done. Gravely, if you're watching this, please don't void his warranty.
It's almost paid for. Thank you, Gravely. Made in America.
It's almost paid for. That's the key word.
Solid steel frame. Triple welded. True American product. Thank you, Gravely. Who needs a tractor, right?
I'm very proud of you.
Yeah. Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too. What were you gonna say? Until you realized the camera was going.
Ooh, hot tamale.
What were you gonna say? Just a man appreciating his handiwork.
This shovel has been one of the best investments I've made for...
Even though it's not as long?
No, it's longer than a normal shovel.
No. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of July. I am going to check on the fire. It's been burning for quite some time. I'm trying to remember the exact day he started it. I don't remember, but we have we realized we might not ever have a giant pile of logs again. And so we also filmed some nighttime ASMR. So if that's your style, go look for those videos, because I'm noticing a lot more of them these days are just fake AI, or the loop is only like 10 minutes long. So we put up a couple long videos of just the ambient noise of the farm and the fire burning. So yeah, that's a nice thing to put on in the background. Check it out.
Ow.
Oh, pokey. We'll just go the long way. Come on. Oh yeah, we're looking good. This is for sure one of those things we're gonna be like, why didn't we do it earlier? Which Anthony said he didn't realize he could move logs this big on his own. And that's part of what kept him from handling this. Now I want to burn all the logs in the chicken coop, but they use those, I guess. Gonna take your logs. I'm coming for your logs. Coming for them.
It is finally the day, and it is a beautiful one too. A few real clouds in the sky, not too many fake ones today, and we are finally about to move our peach trees. So last things we have to do is finish getting our PVC safety barriers installed, which that is like very high-tech stuff. Those are 2x4s on the ground, secured with other 2x4s to make sure when we drive over the newly installed PVC, it doesn't just fracture it, because we're gonna have a lot of weight on that trailer with all those trees. And I did it with 4x4s over here, and I should have just done it with 2x4s, so I'm just gonna switch that out. I thought it'd be a little bit more safe with the 4x4s. Shout out less logs, by the way. Feels good, man. Feels really good. It's a beautiful day on the farm. So let's get those PVC barriers installed so we could drive all the way down to our high tunnel, put our peach trees, put our figs in, put our peaches in, put our figs in, and have a good old time. Finally almost done. It's best and worst case scenario. We have vigorous growth, but that's the best case scenario. Worst case is they're growing through their pots. That's bad for a multitude of reasons. Main reason being, as you can see on the ground right here, just all these thousands and thousands of little root hairs. So every one of those root hairs represents a taproot or a shoot off of a taproot that has just been severed because it escaped its pot and found its way into the ground. Well, that's going to cause all these plants to go into a bit of a shock, and more likely than not, we're going to have a bit of a leaf drop. We also have a little bit of a spot here, which indicates either some kind of bacterial or fungal issue, which is one of the reasons I don't grow peaches. We don't grow peaches on our farm because they don't do well without, well, they don't do well in this high of humidity and this high heat without herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, and regular monitoring of all of those hosts of issues that they could get. But we're growing these for someone else, and we're doing a pretty good job of it. I'll just have to get them on a cycle for all of those things, get them on a spray cycle once we get them settled, watch for that leaf drop and shock, and then we'll have to pot them up as quickly as we possibly can. But regardless of what we do, they're going to escape that pot too, because even if I was able to graft these things and get them out in this fall or this winter, which probably isn't likely the case, it might be as early as next spring, we're going to be sizing them up at least one more time. I did not expect them to need to be sized up again this season. I expected to have to do that if we needed to push them from fall to spring, which looks like we might be doing. But yeah, for those tiny plugs to go from being about this big to being over 3.5 feet tall and escaping the pots that I have them in, happened a little quicker than I thought it would. But that is also a great thing, because that means they are growing very, very well. So now we just gotta move them to their new home. They'll appreciate the shade. We'll get them on a fertilizer and spray regimen, and we'll see how these guys do.
Something we've been trying to do more of is prioritizing the projects that don't feel necessary, but they change the overall vibe, as some would say, of the farm, and one of them has been this big log burning project. They're pretty much gone now, and it opened up so much space, and there's such a metaphor in making space when you clean up your room, as Jordan Peterson would say. It clears space mentally as well, which makes the things you have to do feel lighter and feel more approachable. So it's like spending money to make money, spending time to save time. By clearing all of those logs and doing some aesthetic projects, like a big one that we've talked about before is painting the shed, because there was graffiti on it that was gross and offensive from before we lived here. And as soon as we painted over that, it was like the psychological weight was lifted of that gross, incantation, so to speak. Like, words and intentions and all that are powerful. At one time that was considered woo-woo, but it's becoming kind of more mainstream now, which is great, because I do believe in magic in that sense, and that our thoughts become our words and vice versa. So all of that is just to say, when you do the thing that you're in the mood to do, then you'll be in the mood to do the thing you have to do at another time. So just always do what brings you joy, and eventually it'll all get done. Like, I'm coming out right now to the plot with a wagon full of tools, except for the tools I might need. So I'm going back to get those, but I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do, because there's so much that needs to be done. But I'm just gonna feel it out as I walk through the plot, and just do what I feel like doing. I think I'm gonna start by chop and dropping all of this Tithonia Mexican sunflower, which is the kind of orange flowers you see back there, and see what I can see once I've done that. It's meant to be a green manure. It's not really a cut flower. It's just a good good green matter to return back to our walkways, and this whole section's a disaster. So I'm gonna start with that and then see if the next step reveals itself when I'm done. It's unideal conditions at the moment, so honestly, that chop and dropping, even though it's not super labor intensive, it just put me in a really bad mood. So I'm gonna harvest these coxcomb that I just freed, and then I'm gonna harvest some cosmos over there, and probably call it until the evening time, because it's just like, I don't know, it's not even the heat or the humidity. I'm not affected by the elements like that. It's just, I don't know. It's just not what I want to be doing right now. It's not, it feels like clearing the grass should come first. So Anthony's come through here with his push mower and do that for me, and then I can do the more detailed work. But it's all out of order, and it's making everything harder than it should be. It really feels like we did nothing at all last week. I just did one of the evening non-negotiables, which is harvesting butterfly pea. And even though we did the basic maintenance on top of all the other stuff like burning this log pile, that's the last of it, by the way. And it's been burning for about, I think, 10 days, maybe longer. But it's almost done, and it's kind of symbolic, kind of cathartic. We can get back into doing everything that fell to the wayside. But it's crazy because we're doing things constantly and just can't really keep up, which kind of ties back into, like, what is the effort going towards? What are we actually passionate about? What can we sell? Because that's the part that's frustrating to me, is like, we're essentially just hobby farming right now, and we want this to be our bread and butter, but we hardly sell anything. Like, we got those herbs into the store on consignment, which is exciting. But then I go out into the field and I harvest the butterfly pea, which is shelf stable, and that's lovely. And I just see all the other stuff that's more or less going to waste. Like, I just harvested all of those flowers, and now there's 300 more flowers, so I need to do it all again. And all of those I just dried, and now they're just dried petals in a bucket, waiting to hopefully have some potential. So at what point is it just sunken cost fallacy, where we're just putting more and more and more and more effort into something that isn't ever gonna have yields? So we are really thinking hard about what this farm is going to look like soon, and how we can keep up and do everything that we need to do. But for now, we're just going to do everything that needs to be done until we feel like we're at an equilibrium, and then reassess. Because the great thing about the changing of the seasons is that no matter what we get done between now and the first freeze, it's all going to reset. And in a way, I'm looking forward to that, because we'll be able to know, based off what the plot looks like come first freeze, which could be anywhere from mid-October to late December. But yeah, we'll know by then what we really care about and what we don't. So we'll see. But this week we're gonna just do a little bit of everything and see what sticks. Look at that fire. It's gonna be gone soon. It's so sad. It's been like a really good family activity, but it's also taken a lot of time. So, good riddance. Nice knowing ya, log fire. So in our last episode, I was a little hard on Jeremy Clarkson about his guineas. Jeremy, if you're watching this, I do apologize. We ourselves have also had some guinea loss. In here you can see Mama Guinea with our 2 remaining guinea chicks. They started with a clutch of 16. And we were like, let's let nature do its thing. And we didn't put them in confinement. And then we kind of let our heart dictate otherwise after we lost most of them to a fox. We presume it's a fox. But now the remaining 2 we've kept in here with their mom and our pigeons for quite a few weeks now. You can see they're starting to get their weird little doodles on their face. So I'm hoping they're old enough. We're planning to experiment with letting them out this week. Let me know in the comments what you think we should name them, assuming they both survive. We don't know if they're male or female. So, yeah, suggestions, welcome. I would say it's Christmas in July, but it's August 1st. So it's Christmas on August 1st because Anthony came in and hedged and mowed all the walkways, which has been the hardest thing for me to be productive in the plot, is just like tromping over super tall grass. And you may remember when I tried the hedgers earlier in this episode, my commentary at the end being that I can do it, but he can do it like 10 times faster. So it would have been like a 10-day project for me to do what he just did in like a few hours. So I don't know, hopefully you could tell the difference, but you can actually see like definitive rows now. This is fantastic. And in completing this objective, what he also realized, he said he had some clarity that what we're gonna do to get things back in order is mow and just keep mowing and only have an 18-inch planting space in the center of each row, and then work our way back to having a full row that's supposed to be 4 feet. And I think that's great because it's better to do what's manageable and actually have a yield and not get discouraged. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. I'm improvising. I'm using a sandbox bucket to go harvest butterfly pea because I didn't plan to do it because I'm in my chacos. But now that the row is mowed, I can walk down the walkway in my chacos and harvest. Hey, guineas. We actually went to the farmer's market this morning to visit a friend, one of Anthony's friends that was in the same farm program that he was in. And he's honestly like the last actual farmer there. That's part of why we stopped doing farmers markets in our area, because it's just like craft fairs now, which is not the worst thing. It's just not a farmer's market. I wish they would just call it that. But anyway, we got to talking with him and we were talking about turmeric, which I thought of it because I'm about to walk back by our gigantic turmeric hedge. Plus I just planted a bunch more on the other side that we're hoping will do the same thing. But this year, excuse me, this year we're actually going to harvest some, but we're growing all green and white turmeric, which came from our dear good friend Pete Canaris of Green Dreams. Pete, thanks. But anyway, he's only growing, our friend at the farmer's market, I mean, not Pete Canaris. Our friend James is growing the traditional orange. So we are going to do a little swapsies and trade some of our green and white for some of his orange so we can both diversify. And we're also going to go pick up a new buck meat rabbit because we had a buck and 3 does, and our buck was kind of sickly from the beginning. Like, we were always doing ear mite treatments with him, and then eventually one day he just passed away, unfortunately. So we haven't had a buck in a while. We've just kind of had some pet meat rabbits. So we're gonna get a male from him and do a little turmeric trade. So we've got a lot going on. Hey, Graham. How are you today? Very cute. Hi. Hey. Guys, don't make him feel backed into a corner.
Yeah, that's when they.
Great, come by me because I can't tell Cooper the same thing. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Give him a little space.
Let him hop around. Let him get comfortable.
Let him get comfortable with his new family.
Will you move your rake, baby? So he can hop around over there?
Here you go.
He reminds me of the bun.
Of Bun Bun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him on the camera? Look at Walter looking at him. Where's Olivia? Hi.
That's me.
Hi.
Tell to scratch mine.
I don't think you could go that hard. New bunny.
Cooper, are you staying on the patio or are you coming?
Check it out, guys. We got a new rabbit. He's a male. Our other rabbits are. Female.
Good job, P. Hang on, let me walk in front so you can see him.
Watch out, ladies. New stud on the block. New studness.
I am in the disaster area of the farm. It's just been a pain to maintain for various reasons I'm not going to get into now. We're working on streamlining it. But there has been a brush pile back here, somewhere behind me, for months and months because it's full of poison ivy, and Anthony reacts to poison ivy like a sweet, sweet little baby prince, and I do not. So I'm still wearing gloves. I wear gloves like once a year. My gloves have been living apart from each other for as long as I can remember, and I finally just reunited them today. One was in the carport and one was on the patio, but they are together again. They've put aside their differences to unite for this mission, which is burning the pile of poison ivy. Hooray! Some of it's pepper plant. Well, that's poison ivy for sure. That's pepper plant. They look very similar. Can you tell the difference? Oop. Look, poison ivy, pepper plant. Poison ivy, pepper plant. There will be a quiz. There's a smaller pile of brush right behind this burnt area with a pallet on top that I was just gonna move to where it's already burning. But when I lifted the pallet, luckily with gloves on, there was a hornet's nest on the underside of the pallet, like probably this big. So I'm just gonna burn it where it is and hope I don't get stung, because that would hurt. Cats in boxes. Don't they know I'm trying to burn those ones? Walter! Walter! I'm gonna spook him. He's not scared. Walter! Hi guys! It's a little past 8. We just had dinner very late. Amazing. Because I was burning that fire that you probably saw in the previous clip. Man, I should have done a whole panorama of this area before he mowed it so you have some context. Because it looks so good. But yeah, it took about 2 hours to burn all that stuff. And then he came out and mowed it pretty much instantly, because he's been so tired of this area just looking not good. There's still a little bit of smoke. But all of this just 4 hours ago was brush piles from land that he cleared. But wow, it looks so good back here. It's like it's like a whole different place. I really want this area to get utilized more because there are a few things about it that are just really beautiful. We used to have chickens over here. There's an old mobile coop right there. But I just think this, oh look at the cats, they're so silly. Can you see them in the tree? I just think this old stump is so pretty. Now I gotta show you these cats. Olivia. Yeah, I love this stump. It's really big, it's really pretty. It's Kino. It's looking good back here. The cats are happy. Olivia. Hi. It's not that early, but it's early enough that it's still cool. And it's not that cool, but it's cool enough to harvest some flowers. And we are bringing a huge gift of flowers to that restaurant I've talked about before that sells, or tries to sell, it's maybe not the best clientele for what we do, but they carry some of our product, and she wants to experiment with doing some fresh flowers, so we're bringing a bunch as a gift in hopes to sell them. We sold about 50 a week last year. We produced probably 500 a week at $1 a stem, and we sold about 50 a week last year, and that same buyer didn't want them again this year, unfortunately. It was a shame because we asked them, okay, which ones did you like, which ones did you not like, and they kind of helped us pick the ones we would grow this year so we can improve upon what they were buying last year and get it a little more suited to them. But then they just kind of fell through. But that's okay, that happens. Most florists import their flowers from Central America, especially roses. They literally fly them like on a plane to get here, like a refrigerated plane. So yeah, if you're watching this, try to buy local flowers. I can't even imagine the amount of just labor, cheap labor, and fuel and infrastructure that goes into cheap imported flowers. I'm not trying to like high road about it, but it's just crazy that we're having so much trouble selling some flowers. What I will concede though is part of what's making it challenging is that zinnias do not travel well, like the roses and things, lilies and things that people import from Central America. I did have a lovely friend in California say, your flowers are so beautiful, I would love to buy some, do they travel well? And I said, you know, unfortunately they really don't. So they do have to be locally grown. Hey, Walter. Hi. I've talked a little bit in this episode about doing what you love, and this is what we love to do, and every bit of support helps. So like, comment, subscribe if you can. It's totally free to do that, and it really does help more than you think it does. And yeah, we want this to be our full-time job. We want this to be our legacy. So any feedback helps. Tell us what you like seeing, tell us what you don't like seeing. Leave a comment, we will get back to you.
I'm not even joking. Like, for real. Giant mess. This is what it looks like to be haunted by the ghosts of all of your laziness or all of your surplus ambition. But the irony of this is I keep getting just absolutely owned by the same lesson over and over in my life. Like, look at this. Look at this, man. This looks like hell. The Johnson grass is like, that's not even there on purpose. Obviously none of this is there on purpose either. One of the reasons I can't maintain this edge is because this is where my polypipe irrigation comes in. So it's under there. So because I'm scared to find that with a mower, I don't mow or maintain this edge. And this is something I'm coming around to finally getting done. And we got this entire farm for the first time in 3 years irrigated on PVC. We finally got it all built in. Nothing's buried, of course, because who has time for that? It's the middle of summer. We're just trying to survive out here. If I would have just cleaned it up, if I would have just grabbed the stupid hose that used to irrigate this whole plot and wound it up, we wouldn't be here. But here I am now. So a lesson I'm learning yet again is to clean up after yourself. So much fun. We're having a good time. Now instead of mowing, I'm going to clean up my mess. And I'm going to clean up another mess of mine from earlier, months ago. Well, my camera overheated again. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. Check this out. I have a very steadfast rule that keeps me safe working in the garden. And it's always move with it, not against it. Go with the flow. Don't go against the flow. Work with nature, not against it. Don't just hack your way through the jungle. Go patiently. Go slowly. Move like water. Don't get bit by a giant F-word snake. Or in this case, let me show you one of my friends right here. Where'd you go, buddy? Oh, look at that guy. Or girl. Hey, sweetie pie. Well, needless to say, you probably felt it in the tone of that video, but I wasn't exactly happy with what was going on here on the farm today. And I tell you what, I'd kind of broken my rule about moving with it instead of against it. But God is good, nature is forgiving. I follow my rules often enough to where I just shoved my hand inside of this cinder block. Oh, let's fix that. Wrong. Didn't want you to do that. I just shoved my hand inside of this cinder block. And by the grace of God, I wasn't bitten by that guy. When I plopped the cinder block back down on this stack, which is what we're doing, we're getting all these cinders right here out of the way so that we can continue to take care of our plot. They were there weighing down a tarp earlier this year. I didn't get munched on, and it was awesome. And it reminded me of my rule which made it to where when I found his friend, look at that beauty. When I found his friend, I was moving slow. I was going with it. And I maintained to stay injury-free all day. Whoa, ultra zoom. Let's pull that out. Anyways, guys, I've revealed my poly pipe all the way down so I could get closer with my mower and my weed eater. It's not in a straight line for some reason. But the one good thing about running over my red hose is they were accompanied next to each other, because I needed my red hose to run water down to the other end of the plot, and by chomping up that red hose I completely missed my poly pipe, which is what's actually carrying water right now. So there is good news. Anyways, back to mowing. Now that we've had a 2-hour weed eating and stone moving sidebar, we could get back to what we intended to do today. Well, after 3.5 weeks of not mowing, it's so much worse than you think it would have been. I'm mowing with the deck all the way up 5 inches. Thank you Gravely, by the way, for sponsoring this video. And even with the deck that high, I'm having to go over everything 3 or 4 times. Actually, more like 1 or 2, depending on how bad it is. Right here, behind me, I actually ran over a tree because the weeds were so tall next to it that I got confused in my monkey brain of what was a tree and what wasn't. So I'm just gonna tell myself that that one needed to replace. It was inferior genetics. It didn't deserve to be in the orchard. It certainly wasn't my fault. This machine is amazing. I love it. I just wish I would have gotten something bigger than a 52-inch deck for 6 acres. Gravely, I'm ready for my upgrade. Look at him up there. You see him? He's so high I have to zoom into him. Oh my gosh, do you see him up there?
Yeah.
He's so high. Walter, you're crazy. You're an animal. Now he's just chewing on the tree? You're a beast. I don't see you. There you are. You're an absolute ham beast. Are you gonna go higher right now? Crazy. You're crazy, boy. Love you.
Hi, babies. They're out and about. They're part of the family. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Check it out, guys. Baby guineas on the loose. You can see them in the woods. Look at, they're so smart. Hi, babies. Hey, Jeremy Clarkson. Not only are our guineas alive, but they're breeding.
start by recapping everything that we did in our Did It All episode. So we
I don't even remember.
burnt the log pile. We finally reclaimed all of our pathways
Oh, in the plot.
and the plot. You used the hedge trimmers.
I used the hedge trimmers for the first time. The hedgers.
The hedgers. I used the hedge trimmers for
The GHARIAL.
a very, yeah. We mowed. We also finally got to mow in the plot.
I didn't mow.
I got to
I
mow.
did no mowing. I did other stuff.
We burned more logs.
We took a sip of this drink.
We got a male bunny. We got a buck.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
Cheers to Urs.
Here's the Urs.
So what else did we do? I should know. I've been editing the video for
Yeah.
a week now.
Oh.
Oh! We moved the peach trees. We finally moved the peach trees.
I actually did help with that. You
And
can
you
say we
moved the figs,
we
and
moved all the trees.
we did it. We reset the high tunnel. We got the irrigation done. We got it buried. We got it automated. We got the trees moved, and
Made some sales.
we made a lot of sales. We've got 30 dozen eggs going to Chop Shop tomorrow. And tell me about the tea.
We have tea going to the source, half of which she asked for, half of which she did not ask for, but I'm gonna bring it. It's fine though. We're on consignment there, so I figure it'll just make our shelf look really nice.
Yeah.
And if you know, I think it can sell because we did more digital. I did. That's not really in the video, but
It's not in the video, but it's an important part of what we're doing. Like
Did
we're
more
making
digital-
content every
digital
day
art.
and making all of our ads and all of our
but I made the
media
little.
and branding
I
and
made the
stuff.
flyers, and I learned how to make QR codes.
So if you're local and you go to Chop Shop, or you go to the Source, or you go to Key Mexico, or you go to Cush's, you can enjoy any of our products there and any of the really cool graphic design that was done. It's done by this gal. And if you scan
Hey,
a QR code, that
The
was her.
employee at the UPS store today, when we printed out the QR code flyer, she said she recognized us and noticed that our design has gotten better over all the time that we've not bought a printer.
So right now, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. And if you happen to be watching this far along, that's awesome. Okay, yeah, so you watched this far. Thank
It's a
you.
deleted scene.
Coming up on the next episode of Perennial Millennials, the topic is
The topic is micro and macro intuition. Intuition in micro moments and as a larger guiding force. Can you turn that into a actual succinct title for me?
Yeah, we're not there yet
Okay.
though. We just have to do the episode. And the drink on this week's Perennial Millennial is
The Army and Navy is technically what it's called, but everyone just calls them Army Navies.
So if you want to learn how to make this drink or watch us talk about intuition and micro and macro while we drink these drinks, then tune into the next episode. Tune into the next episode of
Is this when you do the little graphic?
Perennial Millennials. Coming soon. Okay. Let's wrap on
No, wait, but is
the
it?
outro.